Beginning in the middle of April, we began filming the rest of the season of The Sacred Thread. And our itinerary over the next several weeks was going to include going to Israel and Jordan, coming home for a short bit, doing an interview in Houston, and then going and filming in England and Greece. And that's exactly what we were able to do. The interesting thing, though, was that when we arrived in Israel, our trip almost ended before it began. Our first full day there came with the unexpected news that Iran was sending 200 drones to blow things up. All right, it's about 10:45 in the morning on Sunday, April 14, and last night was a very eventful night. Literally in the middle of the night, we were awoken by the Iron Dome going off. We were rushed down into the bomb shelters. And the following morning, as we sat and processed what was going on, we just sensed God say, "Stay and film." And we did. And we experienced unprecedented access to sites and locations that generally don't allow you to film in. And yet, we were able to capture places and scenes that people have not seen before and that we can't wait for you to see on the big screen. Pretty surreal. Memorizing lines about Gethsemane in the traditional location of Gethsemane. We finished our couple of weeks in Israel with being all over the country and a number of wild stories. And then we ended up in Jordan and being able to go to places like Bethany beyond the Jordan, as well as Petra, Jerash, Wadi Rum, where all these legendary films have been captured. And I still think I have sand in my shoes from our time in Wadi Rum, but a magical experience like we had in Israel. We then flew home and went to Houston, did a fantastic interview with Lynn Cohick, and then a week later we flew to England.
What are you doing here?
Hanging out with this guy from Liverpool.
You having fun?
Yeah, of course I am.
And went to Oxford in particular and did an incredible interview with none other than N.T. Wright. Tom Wright has had such a massive impact on my own life and journey, and I had never met him before. So sitting down for several hours and doing interviews with him is one of the highlights of my career, and I can't wait for you to see what he shares about the Lord's Prayer. On to Athens, Greece. Beyond the amazing culture, food, and sights, including this amazing fish market, you can almost smell it, can't you? The highlight for us here was a wonderful day shoot and evening interview with our dear friend, Dr. Randall Smith. And then from there, we were supposed to be flying to Cairo in order to finish out our trip with Egypt. And we were given word that we would not be able to come to Egypt just yet. And over the last several months, we've been working a number of different angles, and we are hopeful that God is going to open a door for us to be able to film in Egypt. And so we would ask you to join us in those prayers for access to this country in order for us to be able to finish the season and continue to tell the story of the life and ministry of Jesus as reflected in the Lord's Prayer. So thank you for your continued prayers and for partnering with us on the Sacred Thread journey. We are grateful for this opportunity and can't wait to share it with you and the rest of the world.